Hey beautiful people. I hope everyone is well and having a beautiful day. I've just had to literally dip out of the sun for a minute because I've just been sitting in it. It's so relaxing, like it's just relaxing me so much, but I need to like be able to focus on this video because I already half don't know what I want to say because I want to say so much, but I just know that I've just been dabbling with what would I title this. I don't know. I just know I want to give you guys a little bit of a life update, or maybe a lot of a life update, and talk about some of my experience during pregnancy so far. So tomorrow I'll be 6 months pregnant, and sorry, this is unprofessional. I'm like leaning out of the camera. Yeah, my experience, guys, when I'm when I'm over here, I'm just like, I could just melt into that sunlight. But so yeah, so I'm 6 months pregnant, and this journey has been like no other this far, and I'm not even all the way yet. Like I haven't even got into the full experience of motherhood, but internally I've been moving through, transmuting, digesting a lot of concepts. It's like another spiritual awakening within itself, but a very physical one. As much as it's so spiritual, it's very physical because I'm physically growing a life inside me and everything is changing, while she, my daughter, is still in the non-physical. She's still in the spirit realm. Like, this is why I half can't fathom the power of the woman of the womb, because she's here with me, she is one with me, but I can't see her. Like, she's not separate to me. And I think this is some of the things I wanted to share, like mainly just my open-minded perspective of being pregnant, of pregnancy, and how when you are consciously going through this experience and choosing to embrace every aspect of it on a deeper level and really to feel it through, then you start to just like see things so differently. And I think a lot of women are so disconnected from their bodies, so disconnected from their own sense of spirituality within themselves. They don't know the power that they actually hold, and they don't embrace or cherish this period enough when it comes to connecting with your baby in the womb and actually growing your child. One thing that I think is very beautiful is the fact that pregnancy and conception is like the most natural thing for a woman to go through. And although it is like the greatest creation that I could ever fathom in my lifetime, as much as there's so many things we can achieve and become worthy of, becoming a mother is like the greatest creation, because I'm literally creating another human. Like, I'm literally creating another version of myself to birth into this world, to impact, to feel love, to share love, to be love, like all of these different things. And as much as it is the greatest creation that I could ever put out in this life, I could ever, be worthy of, it's also the most effortless. That's what just blows my head. And what I mean by this is, I'm not saying pregnancy is easy, but I'm saying my body does exactly what it needs to do. It's just a constant process. It's just a constant process. I don't have to consciously do anything for my body to be literally creating a human. As much as I did the action that led to this, I manifested this reality, this experience, and now I'm here experiencing it. But it's effortless to my body, just knows what to do. The womb is just doing what it needs to do. Like, how amazing is that? And so much is changing, so much is moving around, and I'm experiencing that, but I'm not doing it, but I am. So that's a bit of my it's like metaphysical, that's what keeps coming to my head, like metaphysical perspective. I need to even search that word to know if I'm using it right, but sometimes when a word comes, it's all in correlation. So yeah, pregnancy is just probably the most spiritual experience a woman can go through if you choose to see it as that, to feel it as that, to be one with it. And if you follow my TikTok, or if from this video, you should follow my TikTok, because I just share a lot about my lifestyle and my diet, especially during this pregnancy. And I speak to my followers on live and stuff like that about how I'm going to be following with a natural birth and my perspectives on natural birth and my experience so far. So in this video, I'm going to elaborate just a bit more on that, like in terms of the hospital and interactions I've had with the hospital or midwives and stuff so far. And I've only got 3 months to go, so the rest, like, this is very much, it is all on me regardless. It's one of those experiences where I've had to break through the programming that my baby's health and life would ever be in the hands of somebody else. I think that's what we're taught to trust in. We're trusting in the hospital, we're trusting in the midwives, as if they're gonna know any better of my baby's health than me, when I don't trust their knowledge on true health anyway. So when it comes to my baby, my child, why would it be any different in terms of how I treat that and how I look at that? So as much as I have been interacting with the hospital and doctors, I had my 2 scans. I had my dating scan, which is 12 weeks, and I had my 20-week scan, which is halfway. I did have those. Future pregnancy, I wouldn't have any scans, but I'm learning as I go. It's my first time, and I'm learning as I go what I would and wouldn't want moving forward. I didn't know, and I didn't even really think too much about the scan being harmful. I have very like little knowledge on like x-rays and stuff, but it makes sense. The scan's like a harmful frequency. It's a negative frequency for the baby, and I wouldn't be doing that moving forward. But obviously you got to experience things, and this being my first time, I think I did have certain fears towards the start, and the fears really come from a lack of trust in yourself as a woman, as a woman. And it's normal though, because we're programmed to not trust in ourselves. We're programmed to not think we're strong enough, and being young, somewhat young, I am young, and just not having a clue what was going on. I wanted to know, so I'm kind of glad I had that experience same time, because I've been able to see my baby on the scan, know the gender and all these different things, which next time, like I said, I would do once again naturally. I wouldn't get them to tell me the gender. I would find out for myself through the journey and through giving birth. But here we are. So yeah, I had my 2 scans, and certain interactions with the hospital, they just want to take so much blood from you, and I just don't think it's necessary. I remember I was just so confused because I was having multiple appointments, because I was at, my doctor's is basically where I used to live, and I've moved to a hospital, like I was getting seen at a hospital that's where I currently live. So I kind of had 2 different placements. So I was going to see them because they were just booking me appointments, and they just kept taking blood every single time, and it just wasn't resonating. I'm thinking, why are they trying to take so much fluid from me? Like, what is the reason? They're saying that they can't get the blood results from the other hospital to update there, but it just wasn't necessary. So that's one thing I didn't like. And they'll have you waiting around. If you've been pregnant or you're going through it yourself, they'll have you waiting around in hospitals. You have to see someone, and then you have to wait for like an hour, and then you have to see someone else. And it's just all a bit unnecessary. If you allow them to make you think that is needed, then you'll sit and wait. I was sitting and waiting. I said, I'm going home, because what am I waiting for at this point? What am I waiting for? But it's, once again, it goes back to the fear and not trusting in your own health and your own well-being. So for me personally, because I'm choosing to do it naturally, I'm choosing to trust my own body, my own capabilities, and I'm gonna come out of the sun for a bit so I can see myself more. Just my own power as a woman. Then my eyes have been like blinded. I've had to go through the fear and the doubt and all of that through by myself, if that makes sense, to know that that's what I want to do. So I wouldn't recommend, for example, a natural birth to somebody who hasn't chose to go to be very natural and holistic through their pregnancy. If you've been eating junk food, if you don't exercise, if you're out of tune with your body, out of tune with your baby, I would never recommend a natural birth. But if your whole process has been very conscious, very tuned in, very tapped in to your body through the experience, to all these different things, then you're gonna know what to do. You're gonna know what to do. Like, I've been on this path way before I was pregnant, and my spiritual journey has shown me that nobody else outside of myself can give me the power I need to do the things in life that I need to do. And pregnancy is probably one of the biggest experiences that I'm gonna have in terms of my own power, my own inner strength, my intuition, like all these different things that pregnancy prepares you for. Like this journey of pregnancy, these 9 months, I'm being prepared for this big initiation, this rebirth. I'm birthing my baby, but it's my rebirth as well, because I go from girlhood to motherhood, and it's like this whole transition into womanhood all in one. I'm 20 right now. I'm 20 years old right now, 20 years young right now, and I'll be 21 just before I have my baby. So I'm going through all these changes all at the same time. This is my rebirth. No one else is responsible for this experience but me. Nobody else is responsible for the enjoyment of this experience but me. 6 months now. And I have no fear. That's a big part. That's a big thing for me. I have no fear of giving birth. I have no fear of the pain or the experience or not knowing what to do or just anything like that. I know it's going to be the biggest life event so far, and I'm so excited and happy to be gifted with that and to be able to experience that. If you're watching this and thinking I'm delusional, and that's what a lot of people have, that perspective of like, you just don't know, or you're being delusional if you think it's not going to hurt and all these things. Your experience isn't my experience. That's one thing I know as well. And everything is what you make it. If I expect it to be all these horrible things, then it will be that. If I expect it to be, no matter, I know that the darkness is the light. We come from darkness. When I'm giving birth, I'm literally opening up my portal. I'm literally opening up my portal to bring a baby into this world. That is a dark experience, but that is beautiful. Like, that is life. That is how life is born, from the darkness. So I don't think it's not gonna be a dark experience as well as it's gonna be a light experience. It's just gonna be an experience, and I'm here to take it on all of it, because there's this polarity in life. There's these scales that are always trying to balance one another out. Everything is a paradox. Literally everything in this life is a paradox. You can't have good without bad. It doesn't make one less than the other. They're just polarities, and that's what this whole experience has taught me. When anyone asks about my pregnancy, I'm like, it's been beautiful, but it doesn't mean it hasn't been challenging. Like, it's been, life's life, isn't it? Like, it's a whole 9-month process that can't be summed up in one word or one experience or any of this. It's a ongoing process. It's a never-ending process. But the main word is I'm grateful. I'm very excited, and I'm learning so much, and I want to share more as well. So some things I've been learning about natural birth as well, that as women, we're not meant to give birth dry, which makes sense, because I hear so many stories of women tearing during birth. Makes sense. You're not meant to give birth dry, so of course you're going to tear. So I'm going to be having a water birth, or just somewhat be in water. I'm not putting labels on anything that I'm doing, but I'm going to be moist. Let's say that. I'm going to be in water, and I'm going to do it from home. I just want it to be me and my man. We're the people who conceived the child. We're gonna bring them into the world. I'm gonna bring my child into the world. He's gonna be my support system because we co-created this life together, which is so beautiful. I wouldn't have anybody else's hands on my baby before me. I don't want anyone else interfering with the process except me. I'm not saying if I didn't need that support, I wouldn't call in for it. I'm not being ignorant. I'm not. I know that midwives have certain knowledge that I don't have. I accept that. I do accept that. But this is my experience and I need to trust myself to bring this creation into the world. My creation. I can only birth my creation. I'm not going to draw up all the plans, set all the intention, do all the work, and then give it to somebody else to publish. that is literally it. Another thing has been the skin changes. I heard this is probably to do with me having a girl. This is definitely probably to do with me having a girl. The hormones. Girl, what are you doing to me? Now, the girls are not a joke. It makes sense though, because what I've constantly been saying is this reminds me of my teenage skin. So I used to get like acne on my cheeks when I was like 17. And before that, before I got pregnant, because I was doing a lot of fasting, I did have certain bumps on my forehead, just through cleansing and stuff like that. But the cheek stuff, I know that is, and the chin, you know, when like I'd always make the correlation that when I'd be on my period I'd get chin spots, for example. But yeah, like I said, when I was a teenager it was very much cheeks, and that's come back through now. So I think having a girl makes that makes your hormones just fiery. But yeah, I feel like I've spoken enough. I'm gonna do more videos on this channel, but this video is really just going into natural pregnancy and the spiritual, how deeply spiritual this experience is. That's all I can say. And some of the realizations I've come to, some of the epiphanies I've come to. There's so many more, but that's a bit of a overall perspective on where I'm at with it and where I'm at going forward. Give thanks.